Hey everyone, Andrew with the Market Mindset. We're here at VREC, Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, and we had a chance to meet up with Rob Bergman, who is the Director and CEO at Relevant Gold, over at another event a couple days ago, and it's been about a year since we've seen you, so a lot has happened, but we always love catching up with you because as many companies as we talk to and as many as we follow, the thesis is really exciting. So I don't want to steal your thunder, but this is the one thing we love is a company that has a thesis, but also a very exciting thesis. And of course, the team that you have. I mean, it's a lot of smart guys working on this, and you've had some success. You're building on that success and proving out the thesis. And without stealing any more of your thunder, how's it going?
Yeah, no, it's going great. First of all, glad to be here with you again. And it's hard to believe it's been a year already, but it was a great year for us. We got a lot accomplished. We've been continuing to methodically chip away at our thesis and continue to prove it up at every step. The story keeps getting stronger, and we keep finding, significant gold across our portfolio. So very pleased with 2023, looking forward to 2024. But yeah, as you recall, it's one of the unique things about Relevant Gold is that we're not really going after just some discovery. Our thesis is big to where we have the opportunity for numerous potential, globally significant scale discoveries. And that's really because, we're exploring Wyoming in the United States, specifically with this idea that Wyoming was connected to the Abitibi when all the gold came in, right? And then later they ripped it apart and taken all that gold with it. And since then, since 2016, 2017, we've been systematically just developing that thesis, building an incredible team, building an incredible shareholder base. We're really proud of the people behind us as well. And again, just continuing to do what we can to either prove this thesis or stop wasting our time. And everything to date continues to support what we're doing.
And what's so exciting about that too is that, once again, it's not just a resource or we've got a small project here that might flourish. I mean, everyone knows the Abitibi. I mean, if you're saying it's kind of like a shift and a flip or in any way congruent or, mimicking that in any shape or form, that's a lot of tonnage. In theory,
well,
but
exactly.
that thesis is a monster. So anyone who wants to be involved in gold, an exciting story, and it's big hunting, like big season. This is a good way to go.
Exactly, and we've got so many targets on that precipice of the discovery curve that we really have an actual pipeline of things to test, things to prove up, and again, we all know that the discovery upside is where the most money's made in this marketplace, and we like to think that we've got a discovery upside multiplier.
And I mean, as far as size, let's give some people some scope because you just purchased as well 700 square miles on top?
700 hectares. That was within our core Golden Buffalo asset, which is one of our flagship projects. And that was a critical piece of the puzzle for us. It always has been. And we had that under a pretty onerous lease option. And so we've been negotiating for a couple years on that to try to eliminate that and purchase it outright. We have significant high-grade gold within that portfolio, both that we've proven through trenching and drilling in 2022. So it was a critical piece to our puzzle. And in addition to that, the gentleman that we had done that deal with, we really wanted him on our team. There's some incredible operators. The experience they have is not something you find very commonly in Wyoming, both on the community level as well as on the mining level. And so they're helping to really trim our operational costs as well by coming on full time and, just all being bought into the greater good of making big discoveries in Wyoming. So it was a good deal. And we eliminated $16.2 million in calendar triggered payments and in lieu of some milestones and 1.5 million shares. So
yes,
pretty happy with it.
It's awesome. I had a chance to speak about that earlier too, and not to get into the details, but it really proves up to get someone on your team that sees the value, a long-term value here, instead of just saying, I'll take cash payments, thanks.
Exactly.
Like they're on board, they're like, no, we'll make this work. And that speaks volumes too, because it's easy for someone if they've got a property and they're just taking payments to be like, okay, like we'll just bleed you dry.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a lot of people ask is like, well, what was the incentive for them? And I think it's that they're really smart individuals and they see the opportunity that Relevant is proposing out there, and they really want to be a part of that, and we wanted them on the team. So everybody won.
That's a big win. And then you did a raise back May, 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
A bit more than that. But so that's good.
Yeah.
How's cash flow for then still? You've got money for upcoming drill plans?
We'll probably raise some more capital here in the near term because we do want to more aggressively get out there. everything we're seeing, again, is checking all the boxes for big orogenic systems. We have this connection to the Abitibi. We've proven up the Golden Buffalo target there. We're testing our first target at Lewiston. Those drill results should be coming in the next week or two.
Okay.
And that will really set the stage for what we're going to, poke holes into this year. But ultimately, we turned the year with over $1 million in the bank. We were able to cut back our expenses tremendously. And so we're in a good position. We're not, we don't need capital, but we certainly want to go after our exploration program aggressively.
Excellent, and that's great. I always ask people, is there any urgency? Because we're in a weird market. There's lots of stories. There's uranium. There's this and that. And it's like if someone says, well, yeah, there is. We have news flow. We've got results coming in, and it is this it's a blue sky. It's big hunting. For anybody who's new and excited about, basically gold, I look at it as like treasure hunting. Treasure hunting. This is the type of story because you don't have to do too much Googling in Abitibi to go, what's the total amount of gold found there, as well as the scope of what could be there, and that's what makes this exciting anyway, because it really is like a treasure hunting, journey.
And if you look at the Abitibi, right, it's produced well over 200 million ounces in the last 150 years. This being a extension of the Abitibi, and that being our thesis, we're the pioneers from 100 years ago, and that upside could potentially be in front of us.
And once again, no one's really tested, there's been people kind of talking about this, but no one's really tested this, and certainly not with any new standards of testing and new technology. You guys are the first team to be really diving after this.
Exactly, yeah. The thesis itself was not ours. It's some really intelligent scientists, much smarter than me, that came up with this and have published numerous academic publications that support this science. And so we're really just the ones to take it and say, well, if there's this connection to the Abitibi, then there could be overlooked areas. There could be some of these exact same Archean structures hosting these things. And as we've gotten out, that's exactly what we're starting to see. So, we're excited about what's to come.
It's good. And you're here talking about the projects, getting to know everyone, getting to meet everyone. On top of that, I assume, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, we're going to get these results hopefully soonish. It's tough with assays still. And then you'll go through all the data and start looking at targets again, and then it's just what matter of building out next stages.
Exactly, and the technical team has already been, diligently working on assembling everything, putting together the leapfrog models, the 3D models, the cross sections, you name it. So we're ready to plug and play the data when it comes in. We've already got some pretty good ideas on what we're going to go after this year, but this is really just going to help support. When we put out our news release of completing the program, we identified some key things in that we did intersect these shear zones at depth that we had mapped at surface, as well as additional shear zones that didn't crop out. They were heavily hydrothermally altered, and we do see remnant sulfide mineralization in it. So by all means, it's a small 1,500 meter geology program. We're not hoping for crazy insane grades. It's in the oxidized zone, but if we see gold smoke of any kind and some geochem associated, we're pretty confident that we're in the apex of a big system, and we just got to get out and drill it deeper.
I think just to remind people, those systems can go, they're kilometers. If you're looking at 2 kilometers down and more.
Exactly.
So these things aren't just shallow kind of open pit mining.
And there seems to be something magical about especially in the Abitibi, that 300 to 400 meter depth horizon, where a lot of these deposits balloon out, right? Hemlo's the famous 76-hole example. Well, a lot of it was just skirting the smoke above it. But the discovery hole put them into the actual ore zone, and they followed that down, and it started to balloon out and get bigger. So, our drilling, all of our targets have never had any drill holes. So we had to start shallow. We have to see if the system is there, and we'll continue to chase it, from that point on.
Pretty cool. And then how early are you able to go in? So, I'm always like, when?
Yeah.
What season? I know up here, up north, it's tough with snow and whatnot, glacial, recession and whatnot. For you guys, what's your kind of hope for?
So typically we're trying to get boots on the ground in April. Last year was a monumental snowfall year. So they had 103-year record snowfall in our project area. So we didn't get in until almost basically first week of June last year. So that was a bit tough for us. But right now, with the way the weather's been, things are looking good. So we're keeping fingers crossed that we'll be able to get in April, start doing our groundwork, hopefully some geophysics, refine some drill targets to follow up with, a good summer program.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Rob. It's great to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Have a great rest of the time here.
Thanks for having me.
You got a little bit of snow as well, so glad you got to see some snow here.
I'm glad I brought my boots.
But Relevant Gold, everyone take a look. This is going to be a big year furthering developing this thesis. And if you're new to this, once again, what a story to follow, because it's big game hunting, it's big project with a big cool thesis. It's enough there to get your curiosity and get your interest. Take care, we'll talk to you soon.